I'm speechless. See, I'm speechless. I just proved it. I can't even talk. Like something like it's not really such a big deal, but to me it just completely blew my mind. Like to the point where I recorded this entire video and then this thing happened and I'm like, no, I need to re-record this video and I like never fucking do that. So, okay, let me start at the beginning. A couple of days ago, I recorded a video just like this, talking to the camera, explaining the situation that I'm in, sharing what I'm going through. And I posted it on Facebook just to share it with my network, with my friends. Everyone who isn't a very close friend or a very close family member that I already reached out to and personally explained the situation. And I've been I've been super grateful and thankful for everyone who's commented and reached out as a result of that post. Just, saying I'm sorry, I'm there for you if you need anything, if you want to talk, giving me recommendations for alternative treatments. Just all the amount of support that I'm getting is completely blowing my mind because I've always considered myself a very independent person. And for most of my life, I was a loner. Like 10 years ago when I was 23, honestly, I don't think I had a single friend. Like maybe one friend from childhood. I don't remember if we were talking at that time, but it's like, he was living halfway across the country back then. So it's like, I'm pretty sure that back then I had zero friends. And since then, I've done a lot of work on myself and I've connected with a lot of people and everything throughout the years. But even now, like my friend circle is very small. Like, and I'm talking about like people who like, the kind of friends that are so close that they're not friends, they're family. Like that close knit community, I'd say there's about 8 people in that, and 3 of them are family. So it's like I have 5 friends that are like close enough that I consider them family. And then, of course, I have a lot of other friends that aren't as close, that I don't necessarily talk to all that often, or that I don't hang out with necessarily all the time. But it's like they're still relatively close. And then there's the larger group of friends and just connections and everything. And it's like, I didn't realize just how many people that I had connected with and how many people that are out there that actually care about me. And it's through creating that post, through sharing that and seeing the reaction and the feedback and the love and everything I'm getting from that. It's making me feel so grateful just because I spent most of my life thinking and living like I'm a loner and I'm just like so focused on myself and my little world and everything. It's like I didn't realize just how many people that I had out there that cared about me, wanted to support me. So that's the first thing. But this video is all about one specific aspect of that. And that is as a result of that post. There's a friend of mine who's, we're not super close. She's an amazing person. I enjoy spending time with her, but we always, hung out in groups together. We never developed a friendship one-on-one. And because of that, we don't interact that often, but she saw my post and she went out of her way and created a GoFundMe campaign for me, which like my reaction was just like, I was kind of like mind blown, like I didn't even think of that. And the fact that someone who I'm not that close to, it's like, yes, we're friends. And she's an awesome person and everything, but it's like we don't spend that much time together. We don't talk that often. The fact that she would go out of her way to do this for me made me just feel so grateful. And that was the first step. That was the first initial instinct, the first reaction. The second one was, ah, crap. What if no one donates? What if no one gives anything and then I just feel super bad about myself and like crap and no one cares about me, no one loves me. And then the third thing was, yeah, okay, I'm sure a couple people will give. And it's not really about the money, it's about the intention, about the support. And that's what I'm really thankful for. But then there was the thought of, yeah, okay, what if people do give money? Like, it won't make a difference because medically speaking, there is no cure and the treatment is covered by the hospital. So money is not going to make a difference. And then the next thought was, actually, that's not true. Because there is no medical cure, I'm going to treat my treatment as a way to give me more time so I can then go out and find an alternative type of treatment, a non-medical treatment. Not just a treatment, a cure. And because of that, it's like, okay, all these non-medical cures and treatments that I'm going to try aren't covered by insurance, so I am going to have to pay for those out of pocket. So yes, 1,000%, I can definitely use the money. So that's kind of like the whole process of waterfall of thoughts that went through my head in the matter of like 1 or 2 seconds as a result of seeing my friend creating that GoFundMe thing for me. And the thing is, as I mentioned, like I've been kind of not necessarily a loner, but a very independent person my whole life. And I've always prided myself on the fact that it's like, I don't need other people's help. I've always taken care of myself. I've never been in debt. I've always paid like my credit card on time, like never had to pay interest, never run out of money. I've like always been able to get a job easily when I found it, except recently when I had to find one online. But that was just so difficult because it had to be online, I had to be able to travel, had to pay well enough, and so many things. So anyway, that's a whole separate story. But I've always been very independent. And the thought of people like giving me money and expecting nothing in return, that's like really difficult for me to accept. Like I can use it 100% and I will, and I'm super grateful, but it's really hard for me to accept it. Like it's a challenge. And my friend started this a couple days ago. And like I didn't really know what to expect. Like, within the first day, like a couple people gave, and I'm just grateful. I'm like, hey man, like this is awesome. But I didn't really know what to expect. And as I was recording the original version of this video, I'm like, okay, I'm going to include a link to this video because it's so hard for me to accept money. I'm going to, in the video, say like, hey, if you want to give money, if you want to help support me, you want to help fund the alternative treatments and cures that I'm going to try, and you want to donate, I'm going to include the link underneath this video, and you can go ahead and donate. And in order to do that, after I recorded the video, I was about to upload it to YouTube, and I went to get the link to the fundraiser so I could include it, and I saw that it was up to $720. People gave me $720 because they want to support me. And yeah, I know like $720 is not that much, but to me, it's just like, it means so much that people care about me enough that they're willing to give me their hard-earned money. And because of that, just like seeing that, it's just like, it's just like, I don't know, like I have no words to describe it as I was saying in the beginning of the video, like I'm speechless. And it's hard for me to accept, but at the same time, like I'm so grateful, and it's it's definitely a lot of work for me to be grateful and not feel guilty, not feel like I owe those people and everything. So it's just, I'm going to make the most of it, and I appreciate it. And anyone out there watching, whether you're my friend, whether you know me personally, whether you're just some stranger on the internet, hopefully you're getting some value from me sharing this story, what I'm going through. And man, this is so hard. But okay, I'm asking you, if you can afford it, please give me money to support my journey, to support all the treatments that I'm going to try, basically to support trying to keep me alive. And just that, just asking for money, that is so fucking hard for me to do inside. It's like, like as I'm saying the words, I'm just like I need to force it out. It's so difficult for me. Okay, it's done. It's done. But anyway, if you feel like you can afford it, you want to donate, I'm going to include the link in the description underneath. I will be appreciative, grateful for anything and everything you donate. Even if you don't, if you want to comment, share your own story, share how this is impacting you. Like, I can't help but share because I'm a storyteller. This is how I process things. This is just who I am, living out loud, sharing my story as I go along. So I can't help but do with this. But I do hope that it's going to help motivate other people, help impact them. If anything, just remind them life is short. You have to make the most of it. So I hope you find some value in this video and in following my journey. And thank you for being here, for encouraging me, for supporting me, whether it's financially or just by watching my videos, just by cheering me along, by sending me positive energy, whatever it is. Thank you. I really appreciate it. And yeah, it's just like, yeah, I think the conclusion to this whole video is the exact same thing I said in the beginning. I'm completely speechless. Speechless and incredibly, incredibly grateful.